All right, so I promised you guys that we would go over this. Okay, I showed you that she is a terrorist. I showed you that she is absolutely defending the interests of a foreign country from inside the U.S. Congress, which is something she directly stated. I showed you in the beginning. They have come out, and this has resurfaced, and we're gonna watch Matt Walsh's video about it because I think it is so goddamn funny. To be clear, none of these claims are substantiated in any way, but they are fucking hilarious, and we're gonna watch it. Full disclosure, this is an older video. It's about 6 years old, but I trust Matt Walsh
All right, hope you all had
to go over this in great depth. Ilhan Omar married her brother.
a great weekend. My weekend was pretty good, though I did make a mistake that I feel like I should tell you about.
Don't worry about it.
Kind of a cautionary tale. I told my kids, the twins,
Look at this man's glorious beard. I just want to say, like, I am jealous.
who are kindergarten age, that they could watch the movie King Kong over the weekend. The one, not the really old ones, but the one from 2005, directed by Peter Jackson. And I saw it when it first came out, but that was like 15 years ago almost. So it's been a long time. My memory of the movie is that it was kind of a family adventure, family friendly, nice little safe flick that kids of all ages could enjoy. That's my memory of it when I saw it 15 years ago. So the point is that I vouched for it with my wife. I told my kids they could watch King Kong. They were super excited. And then my wife said, I don't know about that. Is that appropriate? I said, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wives, am I right?
Saw it. No big deal. It's fine. I guess it'd been so long that I forgot how scary and violent it is in certain parts, and much more than I remembered. And it looked like the kids were being slightly traumatized by some of the scenes. I was
I mean, listen, you gotta show them sometime, right? Like, the world is not all sunshine and rainbows, and if they have to learn that by watching King Kong, then I guess they have to learn it that way.
on the spot with the fast forward button, making sure to get through the scarier parts, so that they were still watching them, but just faster. So I figured that's not as bad. Anyway, I fast forwarded most of the bad parts, except I forgot about a part because it happens very quickly towards the end, where King Kong bites off a guy's head, almost like an old-fashioned grenade. He bites off the head, spits the head out, throws the body. I forgot that happened. It didn't register on me at the time, and I wasn't able to fast forward. And the real problem, though, is that my wife, who had not been watching the movie at all this entire time with us, she happens to walk in right before that happens and sits down and says, well, I'll watch it with you. And then the head...
Every single time. Like, you could be outside playing with your kids or some shit, and you're doing something that you know your wife or the mother's not going to approve of, and it's totally fine. And, there's no accidents happening, nobody's getting hurt, nothing like that. And then the moment she walks outside and sees it, kid falls down and scrapes his knee. Or, like, the skateboard that you're riding, whenever you're holding your kid, you get caught in, like, a rock, and it fucking comes to a complete stop, and you gotta fly off and do kind of a tuck and roll into the grass so that the baby doesn't get hurt. But I'm not speaking from experience. No.
Head biting thing happens. My son, of course, loves it. King Kong just bit off a guy's head. Did you see that, Mommy? And I'm sitting there like, kid, just stop.
See, the kid's not even traumatized. They love it.
And my wife gives me that look.
Love that kind of dark shit.
You know, it's a very specific look that your wife gives you. It's a very specific, you let the kids watch something inappropriate look.
How dare you?
And so I'm getting that look. Not a good look. But what I tried to argue is that kids have to be exposed to this reality at some point, right?
That's
the
what
fact
I'm saying,
that gorillas
man.
bite people's heads off. That's something that, would you rather they learn?
Swear to God, I did not watch this prior. Like, it's been 6 years since this has been out. I have not watched it at all. Not once. This is the first time I'm watching this. So I just happen to agree. Oftentimes when you have the correct take, it's just the correct take. You know what I mean?
Learn it on the streets? Is that what you want? You want them to go out there and learn it the hard way? That 40-foot gorillas could bite your head off? No, this is something that they need to learn in a safe environment at home, so that we could teach them that, yes, sometimes gorillas bite people's heads off. Important life lesson. So if you see a 40-foot gorilla, just avoid him.
Kids, when you're out in the street if you see a 40-foot gorilla, just don't go anywhere near him, you know?
You know, or wear a helmet. I guess that
Or if you do, just make sure that you wear a helmet. Love that. Love it. Parent of the year, okay?
wouldn't help much if your head is detached from your body. Anyway, okay, before we go any further, we need
I don't know why it froze.
to talk briefly.
It froze. No. No, it froze. We don't like that. All right, hang on. We'll find it again. Give me just a second. There it
To
is.
talk briefly about Duke Cannon. You know, using soap every day is a good idea. It makes you, I think, a
agree.
well-kept person. Your loved ones, your friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Tribune, the paper in Minneapolis
Use soap every day, guys.
ran a story over the weekend about Representative Ilhan Omar. Here's the lead of the story. It says, new investigative documents released by a state agency have given fresh life to lingering questions about the marital history of Representative Ilhan Omar and whether she once married a man, possibly her own brother, to skirt immigration laws. Now, that's not an accusation that you hear every day against politicians, is it? That's not one. That's a new one. The Star Tribune has apparently been ignoring this story for a long time,
Trump grabs women by the pussy, and Ilhan Omar married her brother. Love it.
for years, really, months or years. They've been ignoring it. They're the local, that's Minneapolis, and Ilhan Omar, of course, is a representative from Minnesota, so they're sort of the local crew there. And during the campaign, they didn't talk about it, They're only coming out with it now because they have no choice, because of the evidence is piling up, and they have to say something to acknowledge it. And I tell you that.
For the record, her marrying her brother supposedly happened in like 2017, I think. Or that's when they were divorced, maybe.
Just because there are some conservatives who I saw over the weekend.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, it froze again. Okay, we're gonna have to skip that, which really sucks. I didn't want to have to do that, but that's fine. Well, I might not have to. Hang on. Hold on a minute. We'll do this one more time. And I'll try my best to just shut up and listen to it, because for whatever reason,
it seemed like they were tempted to give the Star Tribune some credit and say, oh, well, this is a liberal rag, but yeah, they've done some real journalism here, and give them credit for that. No, don't give them any credit. They only did it because they absolutely had to, and they tried not to. They don't want to. They did because they had to.
that's true.
Is it true, though? That's really
they're going to do whatever the hell is politically convenient.
That's really the main point here. That's what matters. Is it true? Well, I guess we don't know, right? We don't know exactly if it is or not.
Yeah, like I said,
It would be a serious crime if it is true, and it would also be really creepy and weird that she married her brother. But we can't say for sure. There is a lot of smoke, and the thing is,
a serious crime.
It's a very peculiar, I should say, peculiar. It's a very peculiar type of smoke. It's a really weird smoke. It's a smoke that indicates that you married your brother. My point is that's if you didn't marry your brother, why would there be any smoke at all in that direction? You see what I'm saying? Most of us have never married our brothers, right? I haven't married my...
Look, all the shit that they came out with, like to try and frame Trump with shit, they never tried to say that he married his sister. Okay, they never even pretended that that was a thing. They came up with a lot of fake shit, and that was not one of them. I'm just saying.
My brother, you haven't married yours. Not something most people do. And if you've never married your brother, there probably is not going to be any reason for anyone to ever think you did.
Which is fair.
It's just, it's not something that will ever come up. You're never going to have to deny it. If you're in a position where you have to deny that you married your brother, that probably means, at a minimum, that something really weird is happening.
Also fair.
Right? Now, there are some accusations that politicians face all the time. There are the more kind of par for the course accusations that almost everyone faces, or politicians of a certain type are more likely to face. And in that case, well, then you really have to look at the evidence. Maybe they did it, maybe they didn't. You have to look at the evidence here also, but the very fact that there is any evidence is itself a piece of evidence, pretty damning piece of evidence that she did it. Although, who knows?
She does. She knows.
It's a claim that really is, on the surface, seems so bizarre and outlandish that a lot of even conservatives, myself included, have sort of ignored it up until this point because we all just assumed it was some rumor started on an internet forum somewhere, but apparently that's not the case. Reading now from the Daily Wire report on this story, says newly discovered official documents released on Sunday suggest that Representative Ilhan Omar lived with her current husband, Ahmed Hirsi, during the entire time that she was legally married to Ahmed Elmi, the man that critics allege is her brother.
Elmi's her brother. The guy that he was talking about previous to that, that's the religious marriage that I was talking about. That's her first marriage that's not actually legal under the U.S. law because it was a religious marriage. Bear with it.
The Washington Examiner reports that Omar tells her marital history the following way. 2002, Omar married Hirsi in a faith ceremony, but never legally married.
Yep.
2008, Omar and Hirsi decided to end our relationship in our faith tradition. Early 2009, Omar legally married Elmi. 2011, Omar and Elmi religiously divorced. 2011, Omar...
Religiously divorced because she was, well, not because, but like after she was impregnated by the first religiously married husband that she left to get with Elmi. Then she divorced Elmi while being pregnant with the child of the first husband.
Omar and Hirsi reconciled. 2017, Omar and Elmi belatedly obtained a legal divorce. 2018, Omar and Hirsi legally married. Very confusing. It's kind of the worst soap opera ever, it sounds like. The report goes on. Omar's timeline of events appears to conflict with newly uncovered documents from...
After that, she ended up leaving that first husband again because she was having an affair with her or with her campaign financial manager. I forgot what his name is. Tom something, I think. Something like that.
The Washington Examiner's Tiana Lowe, who notes that the evidence suggests that Omar has always been in a marital relationship with Hirsi, even when she was married to Elmi. It goes into the public documents that they found.
That's because she married Elmi so that he could get U.S. citizenship and be eligible for scholarships to go to the University of, I think, North Dakota.
I'm tempted to read this entire report. I'm not going to do that because it is very complicated, difficult to explain. I would encourage, just go to dailywire.com and look it up and read for yourself. There's a lot of, there are many.
Don't worry about it. I'm covering it for you guys. It's fine. Don't worry.
Documents here that flesh all this out that I'm not going to read.
And I have more up-to-date things that I'm saying, too, because, again, this video is 6 years old. I just trust Matt Walsh to tell us the truth.
The specifics of, but you could go and look at it for yourself. This all ties into, she's also, she was the subject of a campaign finance violation probe. So that's tied into this. And so we've got campaign finance violations potentially.
She was definitely probed by something related to her campaign finances. That's for sure.
We've got her defrauding the immigration system potentially. There's also another crime potentially on the list here, and that would be perjury. I'm trying to find at the very end of the article, it gets into Omar swore in court that she has no contact with Elmi, her alleged brother and former husband, apparently. No contact with him, doesn't know where he is, doesn't know anyone in his family, can't get a hold of him. That's what she swore to the court. But there's reason to believe, based on other documents, that that's not true either, and that, in fact, she lied even then.
Are you telling me the person that does not care that she took an oath to defend the Constitution and to uphold it against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that she decided to take another oath saying that she renounces all allegiances to any foreign entities, and took another oath saying that she will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States? 3 separate oaths that she is statedly breaking for her own purposes, and you're telling me that she would break another oath? No way! No, I cannot believe this.
So, this is all just crazy and devastating for the Democrats, which is why they're ignoring it. And it's why the liberal media wants nothing to do with this, because not only is she a Democrat, of course, and she's one of the fresh faces of the Democrat Party, and she's kind of a rising star of the Democrat Party, but
yeah, now she's went full retard. Don't worry about it, Matt.
For it to turn out that she herself committed immigration fraud,
yeah,
that would be remarkable.
For you.
Especially when this is something that Republicans are talking about all the time, how you have people defrauding our immigration system. Democrats are saying, oh, that's not really a problem. No one's doing that. And then one of your own people, one of the most visible, a rising star of the Democrat Party herself is guilty of it?
Yep.
Potentially, allegedly?
No,
well, that's devastating for them.
It's fine. I don't do the whole
what's even more devastating, though, I think, for me to think about, is that as bizarre as all this is, and as horrible as it would be if it's true, I think it will have no effect on her politically.
It won't.
Because
she was not
elected
because
for one, the media is not going to report it. They're running cover for her. And so
she was not elected because she's a good person or has good values or like good morals or even has good policy decisions. Like, no, she's not elected because of that. She's elected because she's a Muslim black woman, immigrant from Somalia. Like that is exactly why she was elected. It's this identity politics bullshit that puts retards in a position of power. And then those retards come out and directly say that they are trying to subvert the Constitution of the United States and destroy America from within. They directly say that, and we don't do anything about it because, well, freedom of speech. I'm just saying, look, I think we should denaturalize and deport them. We actually have the laws on the books to take care of this. We just need to do it.
So Democrats can always rely on that. They can always count on that the media is going to cover for them.
Yeah, they will.
But, so I think a lot of her constituents, a lot of voters will never hear about it.
They won't, probably not.
Even if they did hear about it.
They probably do by now because they're hearing about it now.
Even if Omar came out and admitted and said, yeah, I married my brother. What of it? Hey, love is love. Or if she said, I think a better angle for her would be, listen, the immigration system is unjust. It's impossible to get through. I needed to come here for the sake of my family.
Like, take Cenk Uygur, for example, right? He's another fucking retard on kind of that side of the political aisle. He is all for, like, fucking horses. Like, I'm just saying. He said that shit directly. And I can't imagine why she would be any more moral on that than he is.
My family needed to come to the United States, and it was my only option. And so this is America's fault.
My only option.
This is the fault of the system.
I married my brother. Yeah.
For forcing me, as an immigrant woman, to make this difficult choice to marry my brother.
Oh, you just don't understand, Matt. See, America is the great Satan. Okay, you don't get it. All right, I'm just saying. Like, these are enlightened people.
She could easily go with that. She could admit it and go with that angle, and I think she would get away with it.
Probably, yeah.
Because her constituents they have no respect for our immigration system. They don't care about it.
No, she's trying to.
And by her, I mean, when I say her, I should say not her constituents, but specifically her voters, her supporters, have no respect for our immigration system. They don't care about it. They have no respect for the truth and don't care about that. So the fact that she lied and committed fraud, they don't care about that either. And so she could easily get away with this. And that probably is the most depressing thing of all. Even more depressing than someone marrying their brother.
I mean, these guys are not serious.
Okay, a
people,
couple of
so
other brief
it
things,
doesn't
both
surprise me
Twitter
at all,
related,
buddy, right?
unfortunately. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez
Of course.
tweeted something over the weekend. They got 172,000 likes. And you'll understand why I'm reading this in a minute when you hear it, because it's so powerful and brave and insightful. And that.
This man is much more kind than I would be toward AOC. But yes, let us hear what the woman says.
That's why 172,000 people liked it. She said, "I have absolutely zero patience for completely certified, card-carrying, flag-waving racists. None. They can take their little tiki torches somewhere else.
So you would condemn all of the Black Lives Matter protests then, would you?
We don't give them an inch, a second, a sliver of sunlight, nor the time of day. And neither should you." Wow. So brave.
So brave.
I mean, the courage it took to write this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to come out against racism, to say, I don't like racism.
Oh, yeah. She's got balls, baby. Balls.
You know, I'm against racism. I am anti-racism.
Despite
Racism?
being racist, yeah.
I want no part of it. I can't fathom the courage it takes for someone to say this. Because all the rest of us, we're all like, oh, racism? I plead the fifth. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not going to tell you how I feel about racism. I'm a little too, I don't want to get into that subject.
It's sarcastic.
That's what the rest of us say, right? Because we're so afraid to take this bold stand of coming out against racism. This woman is fearless. My God, she is a
Well, I mean, what's she going to do? Come out for racism? I mean, come on.
firecracker, isn't she? And I especially liked how she's coming out against completely certified racists. So if you've got your racist certification and your card, you know, your little business.
It's true. Only board certified racism here, okay? Like you can't be some amateur racist. Like, get out of here. We need professionals, all right?
Business card, I'm a racist, how are you? With your contact information. You know, because if you meet another racist, then you need to, oh, you're a racist too? Which racist do you hate? Oh, really? Me too. What?
Like there's racist unions? Like, what local are you from? Oh, I'm from 323. I'm Minnesota's 112 racist union. God, I love Matt, man.
Well, here's my business card. Look me up sometime. Give me a call. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's specifically coming out against those people. They're certified, they're licensed, and she's saying no thanks.
Insured.
You folks,
that's important, Matt.
get out of my face. Incredible courage. All right, and then we have a reporter on Twitter, Olivia Nuzzi, I don't know, relaying a scene from a Planned Parenthood event where some Democratic candidates showed up to this Planned Parenthood event, speaking of courage, really facing a hostile audience there. And they took questions from people in the crowd at this event. And here's how she describes it, Olivia. She says, at Planned Parenthood event, a non-binary activist just asked Castro how he'll expand sexual and reproductive health for trans people, Julian Castro.
We'll stop cutting off their dick. Just throwing that out there. No hot take. No amount of hormone therapy or cosmetic surgery will turn you into a member of the opposite gender. And also, hot take number 2, there are only 2.
Castro responds by first asking which pronoun the activist prefers.
Why the fuck would he ask?
They replied, I actually don't use any pronoun.
Yeah,
which received some applause.
I am pronoun neutral.
Now,
how dare you bigot?
I love that sentence. I don't use any pronoun. The whole non-binary choose my own pronoun thing is exposed for the joke that it is in just that one sentence. I don't use any pronouns.
I actually don't use that, and you're a bigot
use
for
any
asking me what
pronouns.
my pronouns are.
I actually don't like pronouns. You see the problem there?
Look.
Yes, you do use pronouns because I is a pronoun.
Listen, Matt, I know that I'm speaking to you from the future here, but listen, Operation Let Them Speak, glorious success. Okay, we just got to keep letting them talk, because they are digging their own holes, they are cannibalizing each other, and it is absolutely fantastic to watch, Matt. And I know that you, 6 years in the future, are also laughing at this. The hypocrisy of the left is fucking insane.
So you do use them. Of course you do. You wouldn't be able to communicate if you didn't at least use a pronoun like I. You need to be able to refer to yourself as I, or you wouldn't be able to communicate. Just like we need to be able to use words like he and she in order to communicate as well. Otherwise, if we can't use a word like he or she when referring to you, when talking about you to someone else, which is usually when the words he and she come up. If we're talking to you, then there probably isn't any reason to say he or she. But if we're talking about you to someone else, if we're relaying some information about you, telling a story about you, we need to have a pronoun. Because then otherwise we'd have to say something. It would be like, so I saw Bob today, and Bob told me that when Bob was driving to the store 2 days ago, Bob got into a car accident. When we're talking about you, it charges, because she also says that to press charges would be disrespectful of migrant women.
What?
That's what she said.
What are we talking about?
I don't use any pronouns.
Okay, all right.
What?
Do we get back to talking about Ilhan at all?
Okay. Now here's something that well, let's see.
Like I don't want to cut him off, but I do want to only talk about Ilhan Omar in this video right now because I really don't like her.
A couple other things I wanted to talk about. Well, let's talk about this first. I have to mention advice columnist E. Jean Carroll now alleges in a new book, which will be
okay. We don't care. Does not matter anymore. Okay, yeah. So there are allegations that Ilhan Omar married her brother, and they're not necessarily unsubstantiated, given that they are from the Somalian community. But there's been no actual evidence aside from the marriage certificate saying that she married Elmi. There's just no evidence suggesting that she absolutely did marry that guy. But there's no evidence to suggest that that guy is in fact her brother. Because the only way to get that evidence would be to get it from the country of Somalia, which at the time when they left was war-torn. So we don't even know if documents such as those would even exist at this point. But let's see what she said about... All right, so we know that her foreign policy is to protect other countries over the United States' interest. Let's see what she said when Trump, a couple of months ago, decided to bomb Iran because they were enriching nuclear uranium to a point that is absolutely for nuclear weapons and for nothing else. They had enriched it to 60%, and there's no reason for them to have done that unless they are trying to enrich it to 90% to make nuclear weapons. Okay, if they're going to claim that they were enriching this uranium just for nuclear power, the only problem with that is you only need to enrich uranium between 3 and 5% to be using it as nuclear power. Why the fuck did they get it all the way up to 60? So, obviously, Trump came in the dead of night, he sent a couple of B-2 stealth bombers, fuck yeah, from Missouri all the way across the globe to turn a couple of Iranian nuclear research facilities into parking lots, and it was absolutely awesome. Now, let's see what she said about that. This is her statement from June 21st, 2025. Ilhan Omar issued the following statement on the U.S. bombing of Iran. The strikes on Iran, ordered by President Trump and executed without congressional authorization, which he does not fucking need, mark a dangerous and reckless escalation of an already volatile conflict in the Middle East. Military strikes will not bring peace. No, he's not trying to bring peace. He's trying to stop them from enriching nuclear uranium. They will only provoke more violence, destabilize the region, and endanger U.S. troops and civilians. They're not destabilizing the region. He is making sure that they do not have a nuclear weapons program, which they said that they don't have, but they currently do. Congress must vote immediately on Representative Thomas Massie and Senator Tim Kaine's War Powers Resolution when we return to session. The American people are tired of endless war. That's fair. We are absolutely tired of endless war, and we're going to stop it by getting rid of the largest state sponsor of terrorism. Oh, you don't believe me? Iran is absolutely the largest state sponsor of terrorism. And I'll fucking prove it. This here. Country reports on terrorism 2021. This is from the UN, by the way. I know you can't really tell, but it's from the UN. Okay, so Iran, designated a state sponsor of terrorism in 1984. Iran continues to its support for terrorist-related activity in 2021, including support for Hezbollah, Palestinian terrorist groups in Gaza, that Israel's fighting, by the way, and various terrorist and militant groups in Iraq, Syria, Bahrain, and elsewhere throughout the Middle East. Are we done? Are we done with this bullshit now? Iran is absolutely a state sponsor of terrorism as recognized by the UN in 1984, and Ilhan Omar is trying to fight against the U.S. government from stopping it from having a nuclear weapons program. I wonder why it would be a bad thing for a state sponsor of terrorism to come to get their hands on nuclear weapons, much less the ability to actually create them. What are we fucking doing? What are we doing? Oh my God.